Alright, man.
Scoot in.
Here we go.
There we go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who wants to start it off?
Bruh. When you can just... We would have had this figured out. This would have been figured out before we even started trying to record. We would have known, oh, we don't need a computer. We don't need the mic. All we need to do is turn the camera on, set up the tripod. Boom.
Oh, that makes it simple now that we know.
Yeah.
Now that we know,
Now
it's easy as fuck.
Well, this is the first setup with the camera doing an actual
true.
podcast. So now we know.
That's true.
So we don't have to worry about, oh, let's set up the laptop, let's do this and do that. Now we can just like press one button and we're good to go.
Good.
We're a GTG.
By the way, the camera that we're using is a Sony ZV F1.
Yeah.
So I did some research
Good.
about it. It's good. This dude right here, he says it's good.
No,
From the start,
it's a terrible purchase, but it's a good camera.
It's not a terrible
It's
purchase.
not a terrible purchase.
If it's a good camera, how is it a terrible purchase?
If I bought a Mustang and I have no money, and somehow I took out a loan,
But this is not
it's
a
a
Mustang.
great car.
How is the... But, so you're implying that Nabal has no money.
At the time, he didn't. He came over to me. He's like, "Yeah, I ranked up my credit card bill. Like, see what I'm saying now?
But now I'm set. I'm
You didn't
set
have
with
it.
my money.
Well, yeah, now
So
you
I
are.
had to do it then and there, or wait until.
In
it's-
context, Lewis, he also had car issues that made his credit so much worse. And I'm like, buddy, you gotta pay that off first. And then you see the bigger picture.
In the end, I still made it through. I pushed through.
Oh, yeah, you did it.
I said, screw this. Let's get this done now instead of like 6 months later. Because I know I would have
Yeah.
took 6 months later until I would have got my car's AC. I would have gotten paid and like paid off all my credit card debt. But now I'm like easy done. I bought what I needed.
Yeah.
I got what I like actually
What's
really
said is
want.
done.
Yeah.
And you know, he did come out. He did it come out good. So I will give you that.
Investing on my portion is good and bad.
About this.
Good and bad.
Yeah. I mean, like when you told me, because this was like, he told me, AJ, I got a camera. This was like a day after he told me, AJ, I have like a lot of debt. And, you know, I'm paying for my car and everything. I'm like, oh, I feel bad for you, man. And then he's like, but look at this camera.
Oh, look at this camera. This shit's tough. It's tough. Like, hey, I can't knock you, Nabal. You definitely went out your way with this one. This one,
Yeah.
this was a good...
I mean, the big quote of the day right now, based off of what Jay says all the time, is you gotta say it.
What do I say?
It's like the little things.
little things.
The little things matter.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I guess. Oh yeah. When did I say that? I don't
All right,
say
with
that.
that being said, we're
I know.
gonna formally introduce the podcast. We're gonna formally introduce everybody. All right, so welcome back to the very first installment of Boz Table Talk. Actually at the table. I know y'all saw like a little 5-minute joint that we did, kind of like to kick it off. You know, we back, bro. We back in this bitch. It's really us. We're really them. He's really him.
He's really him.
He's really him.
Capital
I'm really him.
H.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm Lou. I'm hardly a big baller. You know what I'm saying? I just enjoy this shit.
I'm the Ba. I'm an Arab, not a terrorist. Could be in the future. Who knows? I make a bunch of investments, but once I get that investment, it's done and over with, and then I move on. And from that point, that's where you're like, okay, screw it. I got what I wanted. We're good. Let's move on from the point. That's where you get to working harder. And now, got to our favorite person. And we have an inviter.
How's it going?
What up? Join the podcast.
No, man. You're all good.
Yeah, you're good.
Want to join up?
It's a podcast.
Podcast.
You want to say hi?
If y'all don't know, we currently have to do this in the VA, the Veterans Lounge, not the VA. It's a completely different thing. For lack of facilitations.
Be set up once the new building's up, I'm sure.
Yeah,
They'll get
yeah.
a nice room.
Exactly.
Into this AC.
It doesn't work. It sucks.
Usually there's a remote, that it connects to, and we could like change it. But I don't know.
Change the room.
The
AC,
temperature,
yeah. It's hot. If you don't know,
Says that
it's
loss.
hot.
Yeah, bro, it's hot as hell. We really are in the southeast, y'all. It is hot, and it's not just hot. It's stickier than a demon's gooch.
You gotta explain to them that the Virginia hills ain't like DC or Richmond.
Exactly.
We're in the hills.
We're in the hills. We're in the foothills
We're in
of
the
the
Alps.
Appalachia. We're in the Piedmont, y'all. The Piedmont's different because when heat comes out here, it's like that festering heat where it just sits.
That humidity goes
And it just
straight up to the mountain.
stacks
and
up.
just stays there.
Exactly.
Doesn't go up.
It just stacks up one after another, and the next thing you know, it's a Wednesday in September and it's 100 degrees.
Welcome to This Week in Hell.
Yup.
I'm Jay,
See ya.
and I'll be your host. Bye-bye.
So
Oh, no, I'm joking.
one big thing that I actually want to talk more about this was the project in Egypt. We didn't get this on the vid.
Oh right, we didn't.
So
Yeah,
we were
didn't.
in the at the gym
Yeah,
where
choices.
Jay is actually finally working there,
Finally.
finally getting some money.
Yep. I'm faculty? Question mark? I'm staff.
Your staff.
Yeah,
He's
staff.
not no like work study. He's staff. But they are making this project where they're gonna do a whole line, and I'll put the picture up.
Okay.
I'll put the picture up.
Now, just so I can give you guys a little bit more context, here's what an official website about the thingy.
Does it say Saint Gobain?
So basically,
Oh, it does.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the float line, which is what this grand contraption is going to be called, the float line will be built in Ain El Shakma, located 120 kilometers east of Cairo and 40 kilometers east of South Suez along the Red Sea coast, right?
Okay.
So just to give y'all a little bit of kind of like, I guess, idea of where it's going to be. It's basically going to be in between the Nile River Delta and the Red Sea. That's where it's going to be in between. The whole point, hold up. I mean, I think, well, so from what I was watching a Curiosity Stream video on it and a Nebula video on it, but I can't find the articles that they were referring to because this is Microsoft Edge and it's trash. But from my understanding is that Cairo's becoming like overcrowded, and then on top of that, it's located right on the Nile River Delta, which is partly the most relied upon source of water, geography-wise, and human history. And because of that, they've had to dam up several portions of the Nile River. They've had to dam it up because there's only one place where everybody in Egypt seems to go to, which is Cairo. So the whole point of the float line, or whatever it's called, the project that they're doing, where they're building a line between Cairo and the Red Sea. Oh, okay. See, yeah.
So that's the project, is Saint Gobain.
So it's sponsored by a company apparently called Saint Gobain. And the whole point is to basically make a straight line of a human metropolis in a straight line between the Nile River Delta on one side and the Red Sea on the other side. And it's mainly to relieve the pressure of having to dam up the Nile before, hopefully this never happens, but like Jay said, the increasing heat might cause there to be a drought, could cause the Nile to run dry.
Well, you know,
if the Nile runs dry, you got a whole bunch of people that won't drink, won't
the
eat.
second biggest lake, which is in China, subsequently, due to the rising heat from July, is actually about gone. Second biggest lake in the world is about gone.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, Chief. Hey, I'm Ghost. I'm one of the helpers in the editing process, and right now I'm here to fix some info that Jay has said. Listen, Jay, I love you, brother, but I had to fix and I had to intervene. So when he means the second largest lake in the world, that's false. Oh god, this is where my glasses get pulled up. So technically, the second largest lake in the world is Lake Superior, which is in the U.S., and the Caspian Sea taking first, which is in damn Slav country over yonder. So I did my research on the article that has this info. It does reference the lake being the second largest lake, but it's the second largest lake in the province of Shaanxi in China. Or however, Shaanxi, whatever it's called. Sorry, Mandarin isn't my first spoken tongue. Alright, that's all I wanted to say, and I just wanted to correct the boy on what he meant to say. Probably. Now, I'll let you get back on with the video. Peace out.
And so, we didn't know this because China likes to suck a lot of donkey farts and not share any information with us because they want the world to think they're okay, but their people are dying. Their people are dying from heat and lack of water, and the pollution over there is just getting crazier and crazier day by day. And so, but the rest of the world's following in the same suit.
Well, yeah, man. That's true, bro. The rest of the world is following suit. Unfortunately, I think there's going to be a point where we're going to evolve as, like, not like physically, but evolve fiscally in just regular life to not even need rivers. You know, we'll just keep bottling water. We'll just keep recycling.
Yeah, like
that
just
we use,
using the salt water to filter it.
Yeah, that's what they bottled water is seriously filtered salt water, guys. When they say it comes from a spring, they lie to you. They lie to you. It's filtered salt water, and then they put a bunch of chemicals in it to make sure that whatever else didn't get filtered out is essentially destroyed.
Well, I will say this. The people that actually do that don't do that maliciously.
Right.
Because it's off of our own consequences of draining the world.
Right.
And so, like, the fact is that we have to resort to that, which is sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I mean, so there's a lot of California plants right now, and a lot of their water is filtrated salt water.
Yeah.
And so I don't recommend anyone who lives at a beach to drink out of the tap. Because there's a lot of minerals still in it that they can't filter out. Yeah. And so a lot of people get sick. I mean, you guys probably been to Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach, have some tap water. You're like, oh. Yeah. You're like spitting it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I've definitely been in that situation, bro. I mean, I know people who, like, again, though, I also want to point out, though, that our situation in America is not nearly as dire as many other places around the world. So our water problems, though, to us seem like they're bad. If America was to just, if all of our rivers were to dry up and we just spent the rest of our days making bottled water from salt water, we'd still be the richest, most powerful country in the world. We import so much shit. I mean, guys, we have to understand that the United States is one of the largest stockpilers of oil in the world. Yet our largest import is oil. Think about that shit for a second, bro. Imagine having all of the McDonald's hamburgers you could possibly have.
I'm just messing with you.
But seriously, like this, I mean, the buzz here because of our activity and within the Middle East with oil.
Hey man, back then in like what 2008?
Like, what are we talking? Are we talking about? Like,
we're going back to when America actually came to Iraq, to Baghdad, and they, like, everyone said, "Oh, we have nuclear weapons in Iraq."
That was during the beginning of the Obama minute, like. So that would be around like 2009.
Yeah, 2008, 2009. That's where all these theories came up out of nowhere, and they said, "Oh, hey, Iraq and all these Muslim lands or Arab lands, they're like, yo, they got something that we don't have."
And they basically throw billions and trillions of dollars into investments in oil programs in the Middle East. The governments there use that money to fight each other. And all of the people who are like rebelling and all the regimes that are like anti-Western and all the regimes that pretty much try to control their own narrative within their own country, they are the good guys, right? Because they're trying to take back their own political situation. The bad guys are the people literally that have the power to enact war on their own people. Think about with the House of Sunni and the House of Shia. When you talk about Iraq and their sort of stance in the Middle East when it comes to like the relationship to the other countries around them.
So those two houses, unfortunately, they're just, so the bystanders is their religion.
Right.
So there's two, Sunni and Shia, and they're the ones that have different ways of the holy book, which is the Quran. 'Cause
Right.
Each
they
one
have
of
different
them,
ways of practicing.
yeah, so they practice like the prayers differently than the Sunni or Shia. So that's why there's like a bystander of war between those two. But over the centuries since that, now I'm seeing more people that don't care about it anymore.
Right,
They're
you know.
like, dude, you just pray. Religion is religion.
Yes.
Islam is its own thing. Everybody
Right.
has its own religion. So just go based off of what the holy book has said.
And that's right, bro. You're right. Like that's how the
Gotta go back to the word.
that's how the modern day consensus is. But not but what I'm referring to though is like propaganda. Like just because that's how people want to think about it doesn't mean that that's how the governments in those areas are portraying the situation.
Oh yeah.
And the whole thing, what I'm trying to get at is that governments like I can't use Microsoft Edge, bro. It's just,
He's gonna.
it's absolute crap.
I like using it. It's just more secure.
It's secure, but like
Is
it's,
it? What?
Microsoft
No,
is
it
more
ain't.
secure than Chrome.
No,
yes.
it's secure. It's way more secure than Chrome. Because Chrome, you have to download. You have to
okay.
I'm
download.
not gonna say. No.
web.
Hear this out.
But
So,
aren't you the guy who like downloaded like 15 viruses on the computer over there using what was it? What was it? Edge?
I used
Edge?
Chrome. I
You
used Chrome. It was Chrome.
It was Chrome.
So we were trying to download
you need to be careful,
MP3.
bro.
So, unfortunately, on one of the PCs that we used to edit
was
the videos.
bad.
And then I said, I was like, damn, so all these are just coming. I didn't download the virus itself. I just downloaded a bunch of notifications from Chrome.
Alright, like, well, first, you go and you download a converter, right? Like, most of those craps
I can't download a converter. I'm not the admin. If I was the
So
admin,
this is on a website then? You went to convert?
I went to convert
On a
the,
website.
yeah.
And you didn't think about using ad blocker?
After the whole
Okay,
thing
yeah,
occurred,
alright.
that's when I was like, oh shit, I should have used the ad block.
Okay, so despite what YouTube and Twitter and all these like big companies suggest, get an ad blocker. It will save your life and your
Actually-
computer.
Actually, one of the programs that I would suggest for people to do research with is Bravo. Or is Brave. No, Brave.
Brave, the web browser. Yeah, that
Yeah, use Brave because that is an ad blocker itself,
Yeah,
which is way better.
Brave is a great.
That's what I should have used.
It's a great ad blocker. Nah, for real. Ad blockers come in clutch when. Yeah. No,
So
you're right.
I'm gonna be honest. So I wouldn't suggest paying for any
don't pay.
additional. You don't have wait for ad blockers.
you don't pay.
Oh.
Ad blocker Plus is free.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a Chrome extension. Don't get the program.
Yeah, get the extension. So guys, let's
Or uBlock, sorry.
Let's recap. Let's go ahead and recap like the past couple of days. Like what are some things that kind of like now that we got that political shit out the way.
Yeah.
What are like some things that kind of happened that made this Labor Day weekend sort of not special but
Where's my phone?
fun?
Fun.
You got my phone, don't you?
I
Jay's
don't
big
have-
on fun.
Jay got sunburned,
It'd be fun.
and I don't believe this man because he said, "Oh, I got sunburned all on my back and I don't feel nothing."
I don't. He slapped me. They're like-
I slapped him. He didn't flinch at all, but I'm like still curious about like.
So the thing is so pain tolerance. So a lot of people don't know this, but gingers are missing it's not a gene. It's like a
Sounded
receptor.
weird.
It's a receptor, and so it actually inhibits some pain. And so minor pains are seemingly nothing, which can actually screw us over sometimes. times. So, like sunburn, even though I don't feel it, right, it still does damage. And so a lot of people who don't feel pain have to live their life very carefully.
That's facts.
Because pain's very important.
That's facts.
And where in the crap's my phone?
Check.
I think.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. No, he got the sunburn because we went to the river. And
I will show the picture.
Swam that shit. Jay, we swam that
We
shit.
swam. Me and you swam it like twice.
Yeah. We swam like up and down that shit twice, bro. It was lit.
So how the river goes is that, so you walk in, and there's the land of river, and there's a bunch of rocks. Once you go in a little bit more deeper, it feels good, especially on a 93-degree weather, and the water will be cold, so that's great. Then you keep going down and down and down the river, and unfortunately there's like a big spot that there was a bunch of rocks, and it was tough to see. So we had to go military style. I had to get on my chest and start walking like this,
Oh man.
trying to figure out where's the rocks.
Yeah, but
We did a little. So me and him, bro, we saw a crane.
we saw a crane.
We saw
The
a
bird.
crane,
The bird
bro.
crane.
A straight up crane.
Yeah.
That dude flew down like sat on the edge. Me and Jay like,
Went gator style. We were
yeah.
like,
So we go commando, eyes above the water, get to the crane. It sees us, flies off, and like lands on a cliff, bro. Straight nature, shit was amazing. And
we went through quicksand too.
we went through quick. We almost fell in quicksand, bro. We was crawling on our chest for like a grit at one point.
Oh yeah,
coming
because we
back.
couldn't even swim. Like we couldn't even stand up and walk. It was just like
Yeah.
this whole rock.
Yeah, it was like just jagged. And so one of the parts, no, the part that we were walking on our chest at. And bro, I was walking in bare feet, bro. This shit was not fun.
It was not.
It was not fun until like when you weren't swimming. So I'm walking. This man Eric, shout out to Eric. He walking next to me. So I'm facing down like this. I'm looking at the rocks. I'm about trying to step on those rocks. I'm looking at them joints. Like, all right. Eric's like, okay, if I step right here, I'm gonna stay up. So he say that, and then he steps, and then bro says, nope.
He just said, "Doop."
Right in front of me. Right in front of me. Bro, I'll catch you that. Bro, he's down bad right now, like the swim trunks. The swim trunks is just all disarray.
I could just imagine him look like
Bro.
Crash Bandicoot just flying.
Bro lays right on his fucking ass. On his back.
Oh.
He just makes not a sound, just looks forward like nope.
Balls.
Bro fell with a straight ass face. He was like, he said, nope,
He's just down.
No screaming. Like
not a thing.
heart rate didn't even go up.
I can't laugh in the moment because I'm a fall.
I saw
And
that
the bog deacon behind me.
I think I missed out on that. Oh.
Jay was like further away than
Yeah.
us. And I was behind Lewis and Eric, and all I saw was just Eric flops down, and all I hear is nope. And I look at Lou, and Lou was like this. He was like, I was like, why didn't you grab him?
I didn't see him, bro. When I tell y'all, I was facing down like this, bro. My vision was locked on the rocks, cause the last thing I need is to end up like this, step on a rock and fall. So I'm looking down at the rocks. I literally, the first time I saw him in that whole interaction was I heard him. That was the funny part for me. I heard him commentating about how he was about to fall. The first time I saw him, the whole interaction, bro, it was him on the ground in front of me, just like.